Hi guys, there was so much to see at the Motorhome and Caravan Show this year at the NEC in October 24 that we thought we'd just do a little bit more of some of the vans that we didn't manage to get into our first video. There is a big question though, and it's right at the start of this video. Have prices finally started to come down? So we're on the Knaus stand now, and this is the BoxDrive 680 2025 edition. So this is a 6.8 metre van, and I think, I need to double check, but I think prices might have come down.
Either that or Will's becoming far more attuned to sky-high prices.
I'm going to check back on the video I did a year ago at this show, because I remember looking at this van pretty much in the same place in the show, physically, and I don't think this van was 84,000. I think it was more like 90 something. Because I remember thinking at that show how many vans were near on £100,000.
True, I remember you coming back. So last year I wasn't, well, I'd just injured myself so I couldn't walk. And I remember him coming back from the show and saying, this can't continue. This nearly six-figure sum of money. So
has there been a price correction? That's the question.
Maybe it's been more of a glut of vans because they couldn't make enough to keep up with the pandemic, and then there's actually been too many sitting around.
It's possible. It's possible. But these Knaus vans are beautifully made. I mean, the quality and the detailing, like the LEDs cut into the wood and everything. Just, you know, again, beautiful quality. You cannot go wrong if you're looking at a Westfalia, a Hymer, a Knaus. You know, those kind of Ariba mainstream makes are just brilliant quality.
So this is the Knaus BoxDrive 600 XL. This is the direct competitor to the Grand California 600. So it has the high top, has the pull-out bed that comes out over the cab as well, and a rear bed transverse layout in that.
And the one thing that this has got that the Grand California 600 does not in the UK is a four-wheel drive option.
Ooh.
This is a four-wheel drive.
So it is.
And this is more expensive than the 680 that we just saw. It's 98,000. But remember, it's four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive. And obviously a load of options on this because the base price of this van, 80,000. So the four-wheel drive on this is 4,300 as an option. But the fact that you can get it in the UK with that spec is quite something.
Well, and because it's four-wheel drive, you're also up to the 3.8 tonne as well, because obviously it weighs quite a lot more. So you're into C1 category if you want to go four-wheel drive on this. Slightly different speed limits and things as well.
And I'm pretty certain this is also a 180 horsepower. It's a 163.
163. I did see it a second ago. 2 litre, 8 speed.
They all seem to be 163s now as well, don't they? Compared to the 180s. It must be an emissions thing.
I suspect so.
Yeah. But again, beautiful quality throughout. Just exactly what you'd expect from Knaus. Lovely quality van. I think the other thing to say about the Knauses and Hymers and those kind of things is if you're buying one brand new, it's the fact that you can spec different colours and materials and interiors and those kind of things. Because again, if you look at something like the California Grand, it is what it is. So obviously you can get the exterior colours in the way that you want them, but the interior kind of is what it is. The Westfalias, they are what they are. You can get different leather in the Westfalias.
Well, leather versus cloth.
Yeah,
generally, isn't it?
But in the Knauses and the Hymers and things, you can choose different fabrics inside. You know, different cupboard coverings, those kind of things.
By the looks of the price list that we were looking at for the Ariba as well, the Ariba car, I think you could change the colour of the furniture in that as well, because that greeny coloured furniture is called ocean furniture, which it might just be the case that that's what they call it and that's what you get as standard, but it might be that you can change that as well. But that was one of the things I really liked about that Ariba, actually, just something really different, an actual colour rather than wood or white.
Very nice. Yeah, nice. So I was keen to have a look at this Rapido City Camp. I'm still not sure about the name Rapido generally, because usually it's for massive motorhomes, which are definitely anything other than Rapido. However, this is a 170 horsepower, so it probably is quite Rapido. But the interesting thing for me is this really nice quality.
Ooh.
Very nice. You know, it's good. Nicely made. Obviously, nicely fit and finished inside and everything else. But the one thing I was going to say about this one was, would you have this or a Bailey B62, 63, 64, 65, any of
Well
those?
done, Will.
Because those are in that kind of 70 to 75k bracket, and this van, so a Transit Custom with a pop top at the show, their offer price 73,540 instead of 75,800.
And it is from 63.6, so this one's got a few options on it, hasn't it?
That's true.
Passenger seats with
but things like
armrests
heating.
and stuff. Heating fairly fundamental.
Pretty fundamental. So if you call this a 70 to 75,000 pound van, you could have a Bailey Endeavour B62 to 65, any model, for the same money.
I'm slightly perturbed as to why daily use can't be fun time, or fun can't be daily.
They're interchangeable.
Interchangeable, yeah.
They must be. But that said, if you want a pop-top camper, actually, we're really impressed with the quality of
So
this.
you're not
Does look
comparing
nice. Does look
apples
nice.
with apples, are you, when it's the big vans that you're comparing the price over? Because somebody might just want actually something that can be a much more of a daily driver and bits and pieces like that. So
Very good.
won't say good value. We're stopping saying that now.
Nothing's good value here. So here is Hillside Leisure, and they have started to do Transit Customs as well.
Hey.
I think everybody's starting to do Transit Customs, partly because you can get hold of them, but also because it's basically the frame of the new Volkswagen Transporter. So if they can do it on this, they should be able to transfer it over to the Transporter. So lovely Hillside interior in this as always. Rock and roll bed at the back, looking very, very smart. And they put an SCA roof on this one as well. So really nice, high quality pop-top roof. And it's got the nice panoramic view at the front that you can zip out.
I'm liking these seats, Will.
And Sarah's liking the seats.
I'm liking the seats. You need to come and show people the seats if you haven't already. Look at that.
Wow. That's had some retrim on that, hasn't it? Beautiful.
Very nice.
Beautiful. This one, 70,485. We're just having a look at the Globe Traveller. This is the Falcon 2XS.
No gas.
No gas.
No gas.
Which means double induction hob.
And they've actually made up the bed in this one. So this is normally a kind of sofa on this side. That's your bathroom down the back. And you make up your bed by just pulling that sofa out, basically.
You do.
Which gives you quite a nice space. Bathroom is enormous because it is the entire back of the van. But you are quite limited then in terms of storage space. So a very different layout. Got some nice finishing touches on this.
It's beautifully made,
this
isn't it?
like quilted, almost an Alcantara kind of feel to that. And it's the same on the ceiling as well. You can see people have put hand and finger marks there. You could write rude messages to each other, couldn't you? In the headlining.
It's certainly a very, very nicely done van, isn't it? Lovely quality. And I do think this type of bed design is very, very different. You don't see that very often at all. Because I think do you pull that handle there?
This one?
Yeah, pull that up. Possibly
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I can't remember quite how it works, but it effectively all concertinas back, so you're with a side sofa in entirety, and then obviously that means that you can get down to the bathroom just at the back. So there is a bit of a problem, isn't there?
There's the inevitable compromise. So you've got a lovely amount of space in the van, nice big bed, lovely, lovely big bathroom across the entire width of the van. The problem is, that's your boot.
Yes.
So if you're going to just live in your van, fab. If you're planning on having an outdoor table, couple of chairs, barbecue, all of the paraphernalia that you generally end up taking with you, outdoor mat, whatever it is, that's your space to store it in. Now, I'm not entirely sure where you'd end up putting.
You can maybe fit some chairs in there.
Might be able to slot something just about in there.
But you're not going to put a round Cadillac in there, are you?
Not going to put a barbecue. You'd have to have something like the Ridge Monkey.
Yeah,
the fold flat barbecue. I mean, this is quite a nice idea of stuff here that you can you know, zip this out and you've got some space to put stuff in. But other than your electric hookup cable and a water pipe.
Trouble is though, electric hookup cable when it's dewy and damp and everything else, would you want to put that in that lovely bag? I don't know whether I would.
No.
Yeah, bit of a compromise.
It is a bit of a compromise, but what we do really like is what they've managed to do with these rear doors actually. Done a really lovely job. Again, this is that kind of Alcantara feel to it. Lovely covering, and it feels nice. So if we can sort something out like that for our van.
And how much are we talking?
A lot.
£98,000, but it is gasless.
It is gasless. You're not going to get a lot to change out your 100 grand, unfortunately. But it's a lovely van. Really nice quality materials they've used inside of it. Just that little bit of compromise there over the garage and the rear storage. So what do you think?
Well, this is one that we've not seen before. This is a Mega Mobil Classic 600S Hubbett. So it's on an MAN TGE, four-wheel drive, of course.
Yeah, it is a rear transverse bed in this one. It's got some beautiful upholstery in the back with that kind of Alcantara feel to it that's all quilted. You've got quite a step up here into the van, onto the raised floor of it, and then you've got another step up actually. It's not quite flat through to the cab there. So your typical layout at the front with your bench seat, blown air heating, got some nice lighting down at the ground level as well. 2-burner gas hob and a sink that's in one of these drop-in units. That's a Dometic one. Dometic fridge, and got some kind of roller shutter door there with a cupboard. That's nice. Yeah. And as you've probably just seen behind me, it's one of those kind of beds that goes ups and downs. So you can end up with a really big garage area or a not so big a garage area.
And your legs completely squashed.
Legs and head completely squished. So you probably wouldn't sleep with it quite this high, and I'm not entirely sure how you would actually get into bed either. Unfortunately, I can't change the height of that in here because this control has been locked, but you can obviously do it from the back. We've got the bathroom or the shower room just over here, and this is quite a nice size actually. It's a little bit different way of doing it. I'll come and stand in here. So climb in. There's quite a big lip there, and a recessed shower tray into here, and then your toilet's over there. It's a very high toilet, but some nice roller shutter doors and things. It feels quite nice.
And I think behind you, that door swings to cover the toilet.
Oh, okay, let's have a look.
If you move that.
That was a good seal on that. Ah, yes, there it is.
So that now.
So here's me now in the shower.
Gives you.
It's tight. It's a little on the tight side, but you're not going to get your toilet wet.
Oh, if you were touching those sides when it was 2 degrees outside or something though.
Yes, that might be a little bit chilly. So this is what I was talking about in terms of the nice upholstery. So you've actually got this really nice quilted sort of Alcantara feel along the back doors here. And that's all the same inside where you're sleeping, so at the headboard end and at the foot end too. And this garage, they've actually given you a really nice tough floor, which is what I was referring to, that they've actually thought about it a little bit. Got some good cupboards and just a nice storage space with some good tie-down straps. And I'm trying to think about where. Is it going to be that one that brings the bed down? There it is. There we go. So you've seen both sizes of the garage.
And how much are we looking at for one of these?
This particular one at the trade fair, just shy of £124,000. Yeah, it's a pricey van.
Well, that is finally enough from the show. There is so many videos over YouTube at the moment about the show. I think it's one of the best shows that we've ever been to. Loads of innovation, loads of different vans everywhere, different things to see, and if you did go, then you've had a treat, because really there was some stunning machines out there. So let us know in the comments below what you think. Do you think the prices have started to move a little bit? We definitely do. You know, when I think back right at the start of the year, the February show and the October before, there was so many vans which were over £100,000, which used to be in the kind of 80 to 90 bracket. and it feels this year as though they've started to maybe come back down a little bit, and obviously with some new entrants like the Ariba around the 80 mark. I think if that had been launched a year ago, that could have been up near 80, 90, 100. I think it could have been even more. So let us know in the comments below what you think. Maybe it's getting a bit more competitive in the market now. There's more choice and more offer out there, and yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, things are getting a bit more competitive, and therefore we'll all benefit. Lovely to have you with us again. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon for some more Campervan time.